Start by introducing the podcast.
We can do that. We could actually. You should introduce it this time.
I think I will.
All right.
What's the name of our podcast again? No, I'm just joking.
Sometimes I do that.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of.
Wait, this isn't a library show. She has to go a little more. Hello, everybody. We need a little bit more spunk than that.
I'm so tired.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
I'm not centered.
Leave it all in. You're not. No, I think you're going the wrong way, Joe. I still don't think you're completely centered.
Not completely that.
You can crop it.
I'm in focus though. I can't see.
think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're back.
This is how we do it.
It was very exciting.
So if you're fans of us, you should expect this type of production.
Yep, you should see the behind the scenes.
So wait, did you intro us?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
She's getting.
You made fun of me. I started, but
That's
I was
right.
too
I
proper.
made fun of her. Yeah, she.
And then you were off
Well,
center.
it was just very. It was very like
Hello.
It was very after school library program. Hello.
Miss Doubtfire.
Miss. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of If You Would Have Told Me. My name is Emily Page,
Joe Fernandes.
and we're back.
We are back, and my brain just went totally blank.
Tilapia.
Yeah, if you heard last episode, we had the tilapia. Yeah.
Are we starting with the fun game you want to do, or are we going to start with articles? That's where we were
Yeah,
kind of losing
yeah. See,
it.
sometimes we record 2 episodes in one day. So sometimes we're a little bit more pep on the first one, and then we have to get it going for the second one. But no, I was messaging with our buddy James. He always sends me funny things, so he sent me this video, and I was like, "Ooh, I'll try that on the podcast with Emily." And he goes,
boy.
"Please do."
Okay.
So I'll show you the video. It's titled "Let Out All of Your Air and Try to Scream."
What?
So here, watch. Let out all your. So we're gonna watch a guy do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you and I are gonna
How did I sign up for that?
We're gonna try it.
Wait.
You have to let out all your air.
Should we do it at the same time, or you go first?
I think we should probably do it one at a time.
Okay.
You want who goes first?
You go first.
I go first.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. Let me see if I can do better. Let me see if I can do.
I don't want to do this.
Wait. I gotta
It's like a little baby dinosaur.
hanging out with a lot of little baby dinosaurs.
There's like a cartoon movie where he's trying to get a leaf, and he's like, that's what you.
I'm gonna try it again.
Just started. I'm crying. You didn't cry at all last episode.
No. It was very serious last episode.
So serious. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna try it again. See if I can do better. Are you sure I'm in focus over there? I can't tell.
My glasses are off. I don't even know.
I think hopefully, or
Well, that giant dinosaur roar, you shook the camera, so it's not.
yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. I'm too far. I need glasses soon. Okay. I'm gonna try. Okay, let all my air out and then scream. I think I can do better than that. Wait, so you're not drinking. I don't want to get spit on. Okay. Ah! I think I was better that time. I think I was better. But I think I still had some air in me. That's why.
I don't know. Who was like bored one day and they're like, you ever try to scream?
All right, now Emily has to try.
Do it.
Want me to try one more time
Yeah,
before
I
you?
want to do it.
All right, I'm gonna see. I think the second time I screamed better than the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah!
The first time was the funniest. I guess I don't know what I was expecting.
Well, because if I scream like right now, it'd be really loud.
So loud.
So I'm a loud screamer. Emily's going next. You got to let out all your air.
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, you don't know how to stop breathing?
No. I don't feel
Did you try and scream?
No, I don't know what to do. So I just scream like as loud as I can?
Yeah, but after you let out all your air.
But I feel like that's the part I'm struggling with here.
Letting out your air?
Yeah.
No, so you let breath in. Before, you can't go and then scream. You have to let it out and then push out a scream.
Ah! I feel like I still have air in there. It feels so weird.
Yeah, you gotta let all the air out. That's how I felt it.
I don't like this.
All right, we'll try.
One more time.
I did it 3 times. You gotta try it 3.
Oh, that's 1, right?
That was 1.
Okay. Ah!
Are you trying to scream loud?
Yeah, sound like a goat. I hate this. Cut this from the podcast. He's not gonna cut it. It's all James' fault. Okay.
All right.
Ah! No, it's not like I feel like I still have air left.
Yeah, you're not letting out all your air.
I feel like I am.
You are? Okay.
I don't know.
That's fine. We tried the bit.
I feel like that would bother me. Yeah, I don't know. How are you getting all your air out? Maybe it's a man versus woman thing. Maybe we can't let all your air out.
People listening in their car.
Ah, no,
you breathe before you yell.
Oh,
That's what,
is that what I'm doing?
Go, I heard you. Yeah. Just let it out. Okay, try it one more time. Let it out.
Ah. Does it sound different?
She's got a lot of hair in her body.
I don't know how to do it. Well, it's
fine.
like there's like that weird like push-up thing, or like there's a weird thing where like women can raise ourselves because our center of gravity is different than men's or something. I'll find that challenge one time. That would involve us getting on the floor and stuff. But like, I wonder if this scream. I wonder if it's the same thing with the scream. I think I'm just doing it wrong.
Possibly.
Probably.
But we tried. James, thank you.
Sorry for our
We're going to try
listeners.
bits from here. Apparently I'm not talk this week. We're going to try bits now and again. They're not all going to work. So you at home, try letting out all your air and scream and send it to us.
So fun. All right. News articles? I love
Please.
Please save this. All right. So there's a few, but let's start with something I think is very interesting. Nope, not that one. La, la, la. All right. Psychologists suggest we do not think thoughts, we receive them.
I believe that.
You think so? Then why am I...
From where? Did they say where we receive them from?
Well, I'll read.
Yeah.
Psychologists are exploring the idea that thoughts are not consciously created, but instead arise automatically from deeper brain processes. Brain imaging shows neural activity begins before we are aware of a thought, suggesting awareness follows rather than initiates thinking. This supports the idea that the mind may receive thoughts rather than generate them initially.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all they
You don't believe that?
Well, why am I getting anxiety then? Why am I getting anxious thoughts?
Because you don't want the thoughts.
Hmm.
Because you want it to not... You like the thought that it's sending you, you don't want it there.
Yeah.
And you're trying to fight it.
That's interesting.
And that's anxiety.
Is this like manifesting? Like, can I, if I want to think a thought then, like if I want to think I'm a millionaire, I can manifest, just keep thinking I'm a millionaire and manifest it?
I don't know if that works. That sounds very magic-like.
That would be beautiful.
That sounds very magic. But it reminds me of something I did learn in therapy years ago, where it was like sometimes I'm not responsible for my initial thought, but I'm responsible for what I do after that.
Ooh.
Because
I like that.
it was a lot with addiction, because like when I was in that part of my life, it was like my initial thought was that. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like and then I had the choice. Am I going to roll with that thought, or am I going to go you know what I mean? So it's like, I do believe thoughts come to me. It's kind of like without me. Like, did you ever like be like, why are we thinking about this now?
That's very true.
Like,
well, it's the same thing with. I've never had to struggle with addiction, but with anxiety, like I'll get a thought in my head and I actually have to talk myself out of that thought. Like, this is your, like, I guess I do get it. Cause it's like, this is your brain. This is you thinking this. This isn't true. You're coming up with this. So now think of something happy. You're thinking of the worst case scenario. Now think of the best case scenario.
Right.
So it's like, kind of like we said in therapy, like you're not responsible for that initial thought, but you're responsible how you move forward.
Yeah. Someone explained to me anxiety is conspiracy theories about yourself.
Yep.
Which I kind of related to. But yeah, I believe I don't have as much control over my brain as I think I do. Initially.
Do you ever have the feeling like we're all in a, whatchamacallit?
Simulation?
Yeah. You ever have those thoughts?
I do, because I get a lot of deja vu.
Me too.
So I'm always thinking it at that time.
Or that you've lived this life before, a life before. Are you like?
I know whatever at that moment I've done before.
You ever believe in or you think reincarnation could be possible?
I never gave it much research or
but sometimes with deja vu, I get like maybe.
Yeah, like. Or like, I'm like, did I dream that and then it's come true? Or is my life just so predictable that I've done this before? Like, you know, the first time that I remember experiencing deja vu was when I went to like out of elementary school into like middle school, joining with kids I've never met before from other schools in the neighborhood or in the town. And this kid, I forget his name. I think his name was like Gary or something. I've never seen a kid in my life, but like I felt like I had. Like, it was my first time. Like, I know this guy from somewhere.
I've had not as many experiences of that, but I used to have very very vivid dreams, and then like later on, like something it like would come true from it. So like I had this one weird dream one time that there was a woman riding a bike down my street with no head and no like legs, which makes no sense. Like, why is there somebody? But like I knew she was riding a bike, whatever. And then the next day, they found, I forgot which woman it was, but a woman's body, and she had no head and no legs. She had been killed. But like, why was I thinking about that? You know what I mean? Like, weird, right? Or I'll have like very like intuitive feelings of like something's gonna go wrong, and then like I'll use an example. Like years ago, I had this weird feeling something was wrong, and my parents were like, no, everything's fine. I'm like, no, something's up, something's wrong, da 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 da. And we were supposed to go to my aunt's house the next day, and then I woke up that morning and my dad's like, yeah, we're not going anymore. Your aunt, we found out she has meningitis. She's in the hospital. And I was like, oh, Dad, that's weird feeling. So it's not like deja vu, but it's like
like you're like a clairvoyant or something?
I don't want to go that far. But I don't know. Like, I pick up on energy. I always say I pick up on people's energy, or it's like whatever. Like, I can tell.
Yeah.
I think it's just anxiety. My anxiety has made me more aware of what's going on. But weird stuff.
Yeah, anxiety is, I mean, it's like, I think it's in everybody, just to different degrees.
Levels, yeah.
It's like from our caveman days, being anxious that we're going to be eaten by like animals. But now we don't have that no more, so we're picking other things to
like being late to work or
or anything. Just
somebody tells you no.
Like I was trying to explain like panic attacks to somebody one time. I don't get them anymore, but there was a few years, like 2019, I think it was. I was getting panic attacks on stage.
Really?
How
do you handle that?
It was happening to me, but like, you know, sometimes you're doing shows and you're on shows with people you don't really know. So like I'm just getting this crazy fight or flight feeling, and it like making my brain go empty. So I'm so like in panic mode for no reason. Like, show's going great.
You can't control anxiety.
And then whatever, I would thoughtful pause, take a sip of water, try and play it, and then grab whatever joke came next, even if it wasn't even part of what I was just talking about, and get through. So one night, James and Gaffney came I was headlining Comedy Works down in PA, and they surprised me down there. And I was like, but they were like texting me like, "Where are you? We're in here." I'm like, "I'm in my car. I didn't want to be in it because I was like I was in this. I was afraid of every show at that time. So I was like, I'm just being in my car. I'm trying to get centered because these panic attacks are bugging me, and I'm just trying to like." So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come talk to you guys because that'll probably help me be out of my head. So I was actually grateful that they came, and whatever, we're hanging before the show, laughing. So I'm like, oh, this is great, and then having a pretty good set, and then I just have one again. Just heart's going 100 miles an hour, brain is emptying, and then after the show, I was like, could you guys tell? I had, they was like, we couldn't tell at all.
Yeah, but when you're in it, you're in it.
Yeah, and I was literally going to stop doing stand-up for a while because I was like, I was anxious about getting anxious. It was like, like I was anxious about it, and then I honestly don't even know why it went away. It was just something, but like maybe I was I don't know. Sometimes I'm good at like just pushing things aside and carrying on with life. So I think maybe it was like I had something going on at the time. Yeah. That like I wasn't even aware of.
So I have anxiety, and I've got, I've been in therapy for 5.5 years, so I've had I have a pretty good way of dealing with it for the most part. But there are some times where like I just can't turn it off. Yeah. But I know what's helped me. I had an incident recently where I'm not afraid to talk about my anxiety anymore and like tell people. And I met up with somebody the other day, and it was a drive I had not done ever before, and like driving new places makes me anxious to begin with. I had a death in the family, so and I had found out that morning, so I was already like feeling like some type of way, and I just also have anxiety. So sometimes you're just anxious to be anxious, right?
Yeah, there's no reason.
I got there, and it's somebody I'm very comfortable with, and I turned to him, and I was just like, as soon as I got out of the car and met him, I was like, I'm just letting you right now, I am feeling very anxious right now. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I don't really know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really know. But like just being able to admit it and say it might already drops down. Because I feel like sometimes, I don't know if you can relate, but for me, I would be anxious, and then I would be anxious that I was anxious, or I'd be anxious that like I didn't want the people around me to know I was anxious, and then it just like builds and builds and builds. So like the fact that you had your two buddies to talk to about the show probably helps, because you can be like, hey guys, I'm going through something right now. Yeah. And like I need to, at least for me, I'm always like I need somebody to know I'm in this right now. I need you to know I'm in this right now, because I'm scared if no one knows what's going to happen. Right. Not in like a bad way, but in a I might explode, like, you know what I mean, like it is like such a waste of energy sometimes. It's like I mean, there's the panic attacks where I can't control, then typical anxiety is like just shit ain't going how I want it to, and I want it to go a certain way, and you're like, it's a control thing. It's a big control thing. It is a control thing, but like I also think those thoughts, like that article said, like we're sent thoughts. Like there's times where I'm not meaning to think about my father. Just comes up. Like a smell. Like an outside stimulus. Stimulus will just bring me, and then I think about him and I get upset. But I wouldn't say it's anxious, but the thought, I didn't go for that thought. No, it just came to you. It just came to me. Or like it just could come out of nowhere, So I kind of... because like where do thoughts come from? Like do I control this body, or does this body control me? I think that's true. Like it's I think about that with creativity a lot. Like sometimes people say, how do you come up with material? And it's like, I don't know. Sometimes it just comes to me. It's like I say, it's like the only real sign of like a higher power or something, or some power outside of myself. I was like, because I don't know where these things come from. Right. Because if I sit down to try and be funny, I'm not funny. No, but if I pull them, they come to me. Now, if I don't, it's like a catch-22. I can't just sit there and wait for a new act to be flying from space to me. Wouldn't that be lovely? But like if I'm in the comedy mode, or like
riffing with people and things. I don't know where these thoughts come from. Like,
Yep.
why do I look at it that way? Why did that angle come to me? I don't know. I've had this conversation with many people many times, but for some reason I saw it this way this time. Or like a phrase, you're like sometimes, like, especially like a joke that you write that works right out of the gate and it crushes.
Yeah.
And it's like needs no work. You're like, where did that come from?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, people are like, dude, that was so creative, the twist. And you're like, well, thank you.
Thank you.
I really just repeated something that was sent to my head.
Yeah.
Like,
It is interesting. And I feel like sometimes when I overthink about my brain and like where things come from, then I start to get even more anxious because I'm like, where are these ideas coming from? What is happening? Like, why am I thinking these thoughts and seeing things this way? And very interesting, but also overwhelming.
yeah, I mean, I know people that don't have anxiety, and it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Or I just think, I was like, maybe you do, but you handle it different.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be, like, how do you, like,
I had anxiety my whole life, but I didn't find out till I was in my 30s. But then I was like, the world makes a lot more sense now that I know. Like, my life made a lot more sense now that I knew I had undiagnosed anxiety. I was like, oh, so this isn't normal? Like,
right, yeah.
This is
That's
how
the thing.
people,
Growing
like,
up,
think?
nobody told to
No.
tell us.
No.
Not until I got clean and I met, like, people that were helping me when they're, like, I remember, like, one of the first slogans I learned in recovery was feelings aren't fact. Because I felt that if I felt it, it's true.
Yep.
Like, why would I be feeling this way if this wasn't the way it is?
Well, that is clear anxiety, because that's how I am.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, this is what my head is telling me right now. I feel this way. This must be true. And people are like, no, it's not, Emily. Work your way down. But that's how,
And it works, like, even negative and positive ways. Feelings aren't fact because, like, you know, I used to talk about feelings with my old sponsor. He's like, feelings are all chemical.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no cosmic thing. Like, I mean, I guess people can argue the point, but like anxiety, love, all these things you feel, it's cosmic.
Yeah.
It's not cosmic. It's your body reacting to a visual stimulus.
Yep.
And it's sending, because he's like, if it was cosmic, you'd fall in love with one person, that'd be the person for the rest of your life, the first person. But it's like, you meet different people, you're attracted to them for various reasons, and then but like when you're young, you're like, this is love.
The one true love.
The one true love. And then, but like, and I think anxiety is the same way. It's just like, I think where I think, I mean, I don't know. This is just like thoughts that I've had about anxiety and feelings and stuff. I think a lot of the way we think about our lives and the feelings we have, we come from movies and books and stuff. And I think
Society,
like, and like you think things should be a certain way, but I think that's where the anxiety, like you know what I mean? Like, like people say like, oh, people didn't have like, I'm imagining like years and years and years, many years ago, it's like the anxiety may be a little less as far as the stuff we deal with because it was just different world, and there's more now opinions and more. We talked about it last episode. You know, more people's feelings and thoughts and stuff. Everything's out there, so you have a lot of information that you're trying to dig through. That was like one of my biggest things that therapy's helped me with is like I've talked about this before. I talk all the time. I lived my life, especially in my 20s, doing everything I thought I was supposed to do, right? And it didn't make me happy, and it just made me feel suffocated and like anxious. And now it's been a lot of the last 5 years is me digging through that trauma or those expectations, whatever you want to call it, and being like, well, what actually makes me happy? What is good for me? What's right and wrong might not be right and wrong. And like, like all of those things, and like, it's a lot. Well, it's a lot because I've had those conversations with myself too, but then there's always that fine line of, speaking for myself, there's always that fine line of when am I doing things for me and when am I selfish? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, because sometimes I would be like, I would justify me doing things for me.
Right.
But like, not it kind of, self-centeredly.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like, like, listen, it's like, because
YOLO.
it's one of the things of addiction is like chronic self-centeredness.
Okay.
Where it's like if you're ever around, it's like a, this doesn't affect you.
Right.
Like when your family's concerned about you, people are concerned about the lifestyle you're leading. You're like, I'm doing this to this is my life. I'm doing it. Why does it even bother you?
Yeah.
What I choose to do, but it's like I didn't realize at the time it was such a hole for telling people that, because it's like, you know what it was? Like, I've talked about this many times on the podcast. I didn't know when I first got clean how self-centered I was.
Well, because you're in it.
And then when you get clean, you're like, okay, well, now I can't blame it on the drugs.
Right.
Now my self-centeredness is an actual choice I'm making. Right. And then, like I hit bottoms with drugs that made me get clean. Now I'm hitting emotional bottoms because I'm hurting other people, but I don't have the
crutch,
the easy excuse now to be like, oh, it was that. Now it's like, oh no, you were just very self-centered and hurting people's feelings because you wanted what you wanted. And it was like such a wake-up call to me, you know, and sometimes I didn't wake up until like someone actually was honest with me. Yeah. You know?
I think it's okay to be a little selfish sometimes. Yeah. But I understand what you're saying. And I think sometimes we need that wake-up call from another person, or something has to happen, or, you know, what have you. And I think that the good thing is you're so self-aware. And I think it's the people who are blind to it, right? And don't want to hear it. Yeah. They don't want to hear that they're being selfish. They don't want to hear that they're being self-centered. But like it's almost like people who they say like people who are narcissistic, they don't see that they're narcissistic. So like my therapist always jokes, and like if somebody says to her, I think I might be narcissistic, she automatically knows they're not, because they wouldn't be even aware that that's on the radar of something. Right. So you being like, I know sometimes I can be self-centered. You already have that self-reflective nature, that self-awareness that like you can fix it.
It was a lot of years of work.
100%.
Yeah, a lot of years 100%. Of work to get to that. You know what it is? It was a lot of years of work to accept that. Yeah. Because it's all about acceptance. Sometimes I meet people that aren't addicts. Or like
they're just pricks.
But you're like, you really could use a program like I have, because you're like, the only thing you're not doing is the drugs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like because you're just as people, I mean, that's what, like when you think of addiction, people are always like drug addiction, alcohol addiction, gambling addiction, there's love addiction, there's all food addiction, but it's all, and when you meet people with all these addictions, they all have this now, like the same spiritual consequences. Yeah. Now, you know, other world, you know, gamblers lose all their money, this, that, but like the inside consequences are the same across the board when you meet people from different programs. Yep. And I meet people in regular life that never been to a program, and I'll share, like me and my mother are very close. We're like best friends. We talk all the time, and she's like, some of the stuff you've told me that you've learned, she's like, I've applied that in my life. It's like really good. It's like, yeah, because it's not a Joe problem. This is a human problem. Like I learned it from other guys and women that had the same problem. Right. And that's why it works. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I've known people that just continue to be, they're like, I'm going to do what I want.
What is the saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Right. And then like everyone's on their own journey. You know, like you went through years and years of therapy and programs. I'm 5.5 years into therapy. Yeah. There's people I know who are a year into therapy, and you can see the progress. They're not quite, but they're not going to be at the same level. Like, I don't know. Everyone's on their own pace. I feel like as long as people are doing the work. Yeah. That's all I look for. And then you got the people that are like, I don't need to do anything, I'm fine. And you're like, well, are you? Like, because
listen,
everyone needs a little work to evolve,
especially at a certain age. Like I think past 18, like once you're past, I'll give someone until they're 18, right? Maybe 20.
Well, your brain's still developing.
Everything's intentional after that. You know what you're doing. You know what I mean? There's no like, I didn't know, but it's like, no, everything you're doing is intentional. Yep. Stop playing games with your life. Like, I think some people love drama and they're like, I like to live in drama. And it's like, and I push those people out of my life.
Right. Because why do you want, right.
But like, I mean, like I say, and some of my friends agree with me on this too. We talk about it sometimes. Like, I always know what I'm doing wrong.
Yes.
I always know what
Yes.
There's no mystery to why. Like, the panic attacks on stage, I had no idea why that was happening because I was feeling fine.
That also might have been why you were having the panic attack. You didn't know. You're like, what happened?
But like the anxiety that keeps me up at, like, when I'm not sleeping and this, it's like, I know.
Yeah.
I just have no acceptance or desire to change.
Yeah.
Because the only thing you can change is yourself.
What a hard lesson that is. I have the hardest time with, like, other people, because my therapist was like, you can only change yourself, you only can control yourself, you can't control other people. I'm like, yeah, but if I could, everything would run a lot smoother.
Yeah, I only keep people in my life that bring me joy. I got to a point, and I love some friends that I stopped hanging out with.
Yeah,
because I'm just like, I
just can't after a while.
It's exhausting, and if you're bringing me negativity or pain, I'm not playing those games no more. There's plenty of people you can do that to.
Just at me next time. This can be our last.
Yeah, I'm a sadist. I can't. That's why I keep doing this podcast.
Wait, this is so, like, side note, but, like, and I think we've talked about this before, but I have family members and, like, friends that always message me and be like, you and Joe have such great chemistry. And I'm like, Joe and I are comedians. Joe and I could have chemistry with a chair. Like, that's just what we do. But thank you. Like, we do. Like, we're great friends and stuff like that. It's so funny to me.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm just, this is just who we are.
It's just who we are. We just good conversation. Oh, that's why we started the podcast. Right. We were just right off the bat meeting. We were good banter and vibe back and forth.
Because we're both anxious.
Both anxious. I've been doing pretty good with it. I think I've been consistently taking my Wellbutrin, which stops ruminating thoughts.
Nice.
I'm
going through life raw. No medication. Just
you know when I realized that I'm not taking my Wellbutrin? When I get a new delivery of Wellbutrin, I'm like, there's so much left in the other one.
Holy crap.
Oh, wow, I must have been forgetting to take it.
I have not been medicated yet. I hope I never have to be medicated. We'll see.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Wellbutrin is the only one that I've tried a few.
I've heard great things.
It's the only. Well, I take the lower dose one. Yeah. There's like a double dose one. It's the only one that I've never felt that I'm on anything.
That's awesome.
Like, I joked with my therapist one time, and she was like, how's it work? And I'm like, I think it's working. Yeah. I go, but you know me, I'm so codependent, I'm going to keep taking it anyway.
That's like, so funny.
I'm just,
That's so funny.
Just because you never know.
I've been good lately. My anxiety's been very good. I've had, like I said the other day, I had a moment, but, like, I kind of like talk myself through it. I'm like, why are you anxious right now? You're anxious because you don't know where, you're driving. You're anxious because you don't know the parking situation. It's always this tiniest things that set me off. Like, yeah. And you're like, you're going to be fine. And I break it down. My therapist helped me. She's like, what I do is I jump 10 steps ahead. So I'm here and I'm worried about this. And she's like, let's worry about step 1. And then we'll worry about step 2, and then we'll focus on, and that's my whole thing. Is I go 0 to 60 so fast. And she's like, "Bring it down, Emily."
Yeah, it's tough to deal with.
Yeah,
but I think it's just like, I think we don't give ourselves enough credit. Like, no. I think it's something you learn to deal with. Like, I think I've accepted that these thoughts are going to come to me, like the article said. So I'm not I know when I'm anxious. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't fight it anymore. It's like, okay, I'm anxious now. Yeah. I'll even tell people, be like, I'm really anxious. Yes. You know what I mean? Yes. And like, where I used to fight it, and I think that would just make it worse. But yeah. Yeah. So whatever. So if a higher power is bringing me comedy, you can taper off on the anxiety. Yeah. But I think it's my brain just firing things at me. Mm-hmm. Because if the brain can turn on you and give you like Alzheimer's and stuff like that, and do all other things. Everything. I mean, the brain, they don't really understand it. No. They don't understand where like thoughts come from. No. You know what I mean? It's like it is interesting, like or like dreams. Like you were talking about dreams. I had one the other night that was so crazy. But I know why I had it because I read an article about something. So
it does
was
trigger
like that.
something.
But it's amazing how vivid they can get. Because like I'm thinking, I'm like, now if someone just came in my room, I'm just like a dead guy laying there. It's just so weird how we all kind of sleep at night and then we're all kind of dreaming something. Like we're all in this other universe somewhere inside our head. Like I don't know.
Joe's going on. It is
right now. I mean, I think about stuff like that, but it's crazy.
Do you ever have a dream where you kind of wake up and like I've had dreams before where like I guess I'm half dreaming and half awake or whatever, but like I've seen like this is really crazy. But so like I was very close to my papi, my grandfather, and he passed away when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I have a lot of his stuff. Like I have his old desk in my bedroom. I have a bunch of his old classic books and stuff like that. And I had a dream. I don't even know what I was dreaming about but I woke up. I swear I was awake and I looked and I saw his like him standing in my room and like looking at the bookshelf, like his books. And then like I closed my eyes again and I opened my eyes, saw him and closed my eyes again, opened and then he was gone. But they say it's like, I don't know what, like then now we're going a whole other way of like what people believe and like whatnot. But like there's people who like are half awake for their dreams or like hear something while they're dreaming and they wake up and then they're still kind of in the dream but not in the dream.
I felt that before.
It's It's a little crazy.
Do you get sleep paralysis?
No, but I know somebody who does. I don't. Although somebody might argue what I just explained was that.
Yeah, I guess it could be. I've woken up where I can't move my arms and legs.
I've never had that, but I know people who have. I can imagine that's insane.
So you believe that, like, I love talking about stuff like this, by the way.
I don't know what I believe.
But, like, you think...
I feel like, I mean, I'm a pretty spiritual person, so, like, I like the idea of... I always say I like the idea of believing that he was there, like, his spirit was there. And, like, because I didn't feel nervous at all. I felt very, like, comfortable. And then...
Okay.
It wasn't like a bad thing. It was, you know, I have a lot of his stuff, so why wouldn't he? And it's never happened since. It was just that one time. Sometimes I'll feel like people are, like things are around. I'll get like a weird feeling or something like that. And I always acknowledge it. I'm always like, all right. Like in my head, I'll be like, all right, I know. And then it'll go away. You know what I mean? Like, I like that idea. I think there's comfort in spirit, like in being a spiritual person, because I don't like to, not to dive, we're hitting on every topic. Now let's talk about religion. I don't know what I believe anymore, but I like the idea of believing in something, and I think that's where I'm at right now as a person. I'm more spiritual. I've always been a little bit more spiritual than religious, but I find comfort in believing that there's something more than me or more than I can begin to understand. Does that make sense?
I do. I vary with it. You know what I mean? But I don't even try to question it. Just, when I feel it good, I don't not try to feel it. If that makes sense.
Yes.
I just live and
just go with it.
And go with the flow. Sometimes I need it. Sometimes I don't. I don't try to pander about it when I do.
Well, why would I want to put my beliefs on somebody else?
I don't know. It seems to be the way of the world sometimes.
We've hit every topic we talked about not talking about on this podcast.
That's great. I love talking weird stuff sometimes like that, like the brain works, anxiety, because it's such a part of my life that it's like I have a lot to say on it because I live in this head. But I had this dream the other night. Now, I read this article. I think it's in Minnesota. It's the quietest room in the world. It's like...
How do they know that?
Well, because they scientifically made it. They test they put astronauts in there to get used to the silence of space, right? Because it's like 99.8%.
Oh my god,
silent.
That sounds crazy.
And the longest anyone's ever sat in there was 45 minutes. Most people can't make it a minute because you can hear your blood going through your veins and your heart beating.
That's so creepy.
So I'm reading this article. It's bugging me out. It's like crazy. It was like So I had a dream that I was in that room, but it wasn't like, it didn't look like the visual I saw. I was like in this dark room, but I was there for that purpose, to try the room. And I was hearing,
oh my gosh.
and the room was dark and there was just one little light coming through, and like I'm claustrophobic, and I just woke up like.
Could you not move?
Well, I just felt myself going crazy because I felt like I couldn't get out.
That's almost as quiet as it is when you're bombing on stage at a comedy show.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing more quiet than when you are eating it. When, like, the whole audience just doesn't like you. You're just like, it's such an interesting thing that like a whole group decide. It's interesting. There's nights where a whole group decides they love you, and then there's a night where a whole group of strangers is like, we don't like you at all.
But sometimes bombing is hard, and I'm like very emotional. And then there's other times where I bomb where I'm like, this is you guys, this isn't me.
Oh yeah.
And like I'm like, well, now I'm just gonna have fun.
I subscribe to George Carlin's theory. It's always the audience fault. He goes, people try to twist that. He goes, but where's the logic in that? He goes, I do these jokes every night.
Yeah.
You're the difference.
Yeah, you're the variable.
Stink. Yeah. Now, listen, your
delivery might be
off that night, but there's no way I'm what you're saying I am right now. Like,
I did
I
did a show at Uncle Vinny's the other night, and it was a very interesting audience. Like, just to note a few, there was like one guy by himself. There was like couple. There was a table of 3 girls that looked like they were like in high school still, and then 13 guys from Trinity Solar.
Okay.
So very diverse
Yes,
room.
they won
and there
the
was
tricky tray basket of tickets.
Who knows? But it was a very diverse group, and I turned to Dino and I go, "You've seen me enough times that if I bomb tonight, you know it's not my fault." Like,
right.
But it ended up going great. But like sometimes you get an audience that's a mishmash like that, and you're like, "Who put this together?"
Yeah, who put it? Yeah,
you know, like this is.
Yeah.
It worked, and he laughed. I was like, "If I bomb, it's not me."
Yeah, no, he's good at that. He knows.
He was like laughing. I was like, "You've seen me enough times to know this is not on me."
No. Dino is one of the few bookers that understands what a bad audience is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, these people stunk.
Yep.
And I mean, have you ever told an audience they stink?
I have. No. Yes and no. I'll do it like when I'm hosting, but like before, like to break them in.
Yeah.
So like when I go, what's going on? And they give me like a mediocre or whatever. Like that was terrible, and then they laugh, and then they'll do it again.
Yeah,
but never when they've actually been bad. I love when comics are like, "You guys have been interesting." Like
yeah.
I think you've said that before.
Yeah, I know. I've sometimes like if it's really like I'm pulling teeth, like right where I'm just like, well, let's be honest tonight, guys. This is not what you expected. This wasn't what I expected. This is, and then one night I was like, so just, by show of hands, who paid for their ticket tonight? And then they raised, I'm like, all right, so you definitely didn't get your money's worth tonight. I was like, so who got a free ticket? And people raise their hand. I'm like, you got your money's worth tonight. you
paid the correct amount.
So like you got exactly. So I don't feel bad I feel bad for them.
Not for you.
But not for you. I really wish they could have been better with me so I could be better for you. And I did this whole thing about paying at a club.
But I don't understand sometimes why people go to comedy shows if they're going to be like that. Like tight. Sometimes I'm like, what are you doing?
When I started comedy, I used to be obsessive reading interviews of comedians, and I have this great book of like it was like before podcasts, I have this great book of all interviews like Jerry Seinfeld and all.
Cool.
And Seinfeld, in one of them said, he goes, it's like just like it's like he says this weird phenomenon that good audiences and bad audiences come out on the same night together. Like bad audience members come out on the same night together. It's just like a weird. It's just one of those weird things in comedy you can't explain. Just like you can't explain where your jokes come from.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yep. I remember there was one week in January. I was coming off 6 hot shows in a row, and I go, this never happens. And you're just like waiting for the bomb. Like I was just like, this is another hot one. And then like I finally had like a mediocre one, but I was like, okay, good, because I was riding that. Like like I have I have 4 shows this week, and I'm
nice.
Like, if 2 of the 4 go really great and like the other 2 are okay, I'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'm not. Yeah, but like it was like 6 hot shows. I was like, that never.
Yeah, it's great.
It was great. I was like, I'll ride this wave as long as possible. And then I got humbled again. I was like, oh yeah, put me right back where I belong. And
comedy has a good way of humbling you.
I'll take it,
especially if you go up. You're like, I got this.
Oh no!
Like when you.
There's only been a couple of times where I've gone up and done that, and I've done terribly. I'm like, nope, stay humble. Don't ever go in hot. Like they know.
Yeah, don't go too humble though. Sometimes you be defeatist. Like I hope this goes okay.
Yeah, no.
Then you go up there. I just tell myself, go have fun.
Go have fun.
Go have fun.
But and I'm always a little nervous before I go up still. And I think that's a good. I think you need a little bit of a little. I'm only 5.5 years in.
Yeah.
I started therapy and comedy the same month.
Yeah. But I mean, I am a little nervous when I go up still too.
I think it's good.
I feel like you use it. I think I think it makes it fun. It's
you
like,
gotta use that energy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel weird if I wasn't nervous.
You should always be a tiny bit nervous.
Yeah, I mean, totally. What was so like? Have you ever done like? Because I know you have like all these great shows. Like sometimes you do like a weekend at a club where you'll do 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and then like a Sunday.
Oh, I haven't done a Sunday.
So, but like, or even if it's 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, sometimes the last show is always the worst, and that's who you think you are.
You off that weekend like that, and you're like, oh,
why did we have to have a Sunday show? Friday and Saturday were so good.
There was a couple times where like I would work, and I guess we'll close up after this, but I would work like one at like one venue and then go right to another venue, and I'd like bomb the first venue and I'd come to the second venue and do great. And I go, it's the people, because these are the same jokes. It's like either the setting or it's like.
Or sometimes, like I've learned from a headliner one time when I was featuring for him on the road. I think I was in Cleveland, and like, it was a 2-show night, and I spent my energy on the first show, so and you were done. I was a dud for the second show.
Always been bad.
So then I watched him though.
Yeah.
So I worked with him for a weekend. I noticed, okay, the first show
saves his energy.
Yeah, like he's still who he is, but you can tell the next show he's.
Who was it?
It was a guy from Florida.
Okay.
His name was L.A. Hardy.
Oh, okay.
This black comic.
Nice.
I met him on the road, and there was a club called Bogies.
Okay.
Out in Cleveland. They're not around anymore, but he was super nice to me because I had just started featuring on the road, and he told me that.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it. Yeah. I noticed him the Saturday night. Because that was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday shows.
Wow.
So Thursday was 1 show.
Friday 2, Saturday 2?
2. And actually, they tried doing 3 on Saturday, like a midnight show.
Oh, that's too late to start.
The owner of the club goes, he was like, you mind if I go up on the late show? I'm like, you own the place.
You can do whatever
I'm the feature.
you want.
Why are you talking to me like this? I'm uncomfortable. But like,
don't ask me questions.
No, but LA was a good. He was one of those nice headliners that I met on the road that gave me that advice. Not that I'd mail it in on the first show, but you understand, okay.
This is what you have to do.
Not that I'm a high energy comic anyway.
When I think high energy, I think Joe Fernandes.
Yeah. I am now compared to what I used to be when I was new. I'd be like, but anyway.
This was fun.
This was fun. I love our deep conversations sometimes.
So does ChatGPT.
And it was like one news story just sparked it.
That's perfect.
Perfect. So yeah, go follow Emily on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and whatever. Just search her name and it'll come up. And my name too, Fernandes with an S.
Yes, the Portuguese one. Portuguese, not Latin.
Portuguese. So yeah, thank you everybody. Like and comment on whatever podcasting platform you listen to, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.